All right, welcome back to the Okayest Cook Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Whonsetler, and I'm coming at you from the office today. The kids have officially started school. I got a kindergartner and two twins, one set of twins that just started preschool. So the sickness is about. It is all around the house. I've kind of got a scratchy throat. To be honest, it's kind of giving me some good radio voice, I'm thinking. So we'll have to you have to write in and let me know if that is the case or if it just sounds hacky and smoky. But anyways, I am not alone today. I have got a cool guest, Mr. Jordan Linger. How are you today, Jordan?
Good, Chris. Yourself? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, appreciate it. We're both East Coast guys. It's kind of early, but not crazy early, right?
No, not at all. I'm usually a 5:30 a.m. kind of person.
I'm still sipping on coffee, but you're over in the tap room.
Yep.
Well, Jordan, we met at BHA Rendezvous, and I'm super excited to dive into some of the questions I had about how we met in the whole situation and event revolving around that. But first, have you eaten anything cool lately? Any notable meals?
So we recently, the North Carolina chapter of Backcountry Hunters and Anglers, we recently had our third annual conservation banquet.
Ooh,
And
okay.
it was in Charlotte, North Carolina this year. And one of our board members, he kind of heads up the food, and he's a cook, and not by trade, but just kind of a home chef
Sure.
ordeal. And whenever he starts cooking for the big group the night before for everybody that's helping out and whatnot, I always look forward to this because he makes a really, really good chili verde.
Oh,
And
yes.
he actually used wild hog this time.
Okay.
And it's always something that I look forward to when he's cooking a meal for all of us.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you guys have hogs down there, I'm assuming?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Yeah, so probably
Yep.
fresh local pig.
Yep.
All right.
So that was, and that hog, which the rest of it we actually ended up serving at the banquet. That was harvested by one of our board members, Jamie Cameron,
Nice.
outside of Asheville, North Carolina.
All right. Dude, super cool. Yeah, we to this day no pigs that I'm aware of here in Indiana, but we one of our correspondents, Andy Heiser, started the podcast with him. He has since moved to Texas, so he's my pig connection, and one of these days, Andy is gonna bring me some pigs. Andy, you are gonna
Right.
bring me some pig, or I need to invite myself.
Or you
down
just
to
go
his
down
house.
there and get some yourself.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I need to invite myself down to his house, and
Apparently, you
he'll
don't
take me
even
down.
need a license for that down there.
Yeah, apparently it's free game, like no season,
Hmm.
year round. You feel like having some pig, you just go ask a farmer.
Right.
Yes. Well, to be honest, on that pig note, I had a really cool bacon meal just the other day. And I would say my
Okay.
notable meal of the week is some bacon pancakes that I made. I posted it over on my From Field to Table Instagram account. That's kind of the outdoor side of my business. All lives there on From the Field to Table. And I connected with Old Major Market. They're a butcher meat processing company here in town. They do a lot of brats and sausages and bacon specifically.
Hmm.
But the episode I recorded with the roll for sandwich episode, we had some leftover bacon from that. So I just threw it on my cast iron griddle from Lodge and poured some pancake batter straight on top of that bacon, and just, oh my gosh, it just cooked straight into it, and doused
Right.
it with some fresh local maple syrup, and it hit the spot. Just that sweet savory
Yeah.
combo was absolutely everything I needed that day, and I'm kind of sad it's all
I'm
gone.
a big Lodge fan myself too.
Yeah.
So I've got quite a few cast iron pieces, old and
Yes.
new.
Nice. Do you have their griddle?
Uh, so I have not the actual griddle. I got one of
Okay.
the circular ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I love the griddle. It's kind of like
I use that. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. I was saying I love it because it's a big, long. It's probably 2 foot long, maybe, about a foot wide, and it's just perfect. Yeah, for making pancakes or smash burgers. I've had it on my gas range top. I've had it out on my smoker. It kind of struggles to fit on my gas grill. My gas grill's a little on the small side, so I guess I got to upgrade. Bummer, but no, just slapping that thing just about anywhere. Campfires, yeah, super versatile and cool.
I have a number 12, and I use that on my Weber charcoal quite a bit, and then also my camping charcoal grill, which is a Kudu Traveler.
Nice.
And I love that little thing.
Yeah, I love how all the Lodge stuff holds up. Yeah, super cool. Absolutely love it. Well, we are not here to talk about Lodge, unless you used Lodge. We'll talk about that here in a sec. Do you want to kind of give listeners a little bio on basically who you are, what you do, and then you could end your story around Rendezvous, and we will pick it up from there.
Yeah, so I was born in Maryland, raised in North Carolina, grew up mainly around a fishing family. Never really hunted or anything like that until I moved to Ohio when I was a sophomore in high school. My dad took a job with a small liberal arts college called Kenyon. And that was about 15 minutes out. The biggest town was Mount Vernon, Ohio, which is where I graduated high school.
Yeah,
and that's where I started hunting. I mean, it's rural Ohio, so pretty much everybody hunts, and predominantly everybody bow hunted. So when I started in hunting, it was either shotgun or bow, pretty much for deer and everything else. So there was no rifles, but I guess that's changed now a little bit. They have the straight wall rule now.
Okay.
But moved back to North Carolina about 15 years ago.
All right.
And then moved back to Charlotte, North Carolina, and just kind of continued doing all the outdoorsy stuff and whatnot, and then became a member, found BHA in summer of 2017, and then ironically they initiated a North Carolina chapter in 2018.
Oh, really?
And so I became pretty involved with them, and now I sit on the board as vice chair. And was able to go to my first rendezvous and my first time to Montana this past summer in June.
Oh, okay.
And was able to do the Wild Game Cookoff, which was a lot of fun. And then that's where we met.
That is where we met. Yes, sir. Well, to be honest, I didn't realize the chapters were that young. You said it started, the North Carolina chapter started in 2018?
Yeah, so they started the motions in 2017, which is when I moved to Winston-Salem, which is where I reside now.
Okay. I guess I need to look into some of the BHA history, and I guess I just assumed they were older than that.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you think about it, it's like I mean, in the BHA story is like it didn't start until 2004.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I need to dig. to dig. Yes, we'll get the historian, the BHA historian, on here to chat about the history. We're here to talk about
that would
food.
Be Hal Herring.
Hal, yeah, let's get him on. But if we can make it food related, we'll get him on here. If not, we'll have him on Okayest Hunter. So we are here to talk about the food, and that's awesome that Rendezvous was your first this year.
Yes.
Because it was my first Rendezvous.
Yeah.
And I've been talking about it like crazy here on the podcast, but it's all been centered around the field to table dinner, which was exquisite. Listeners, if you're not sick of hearing me say this, if you have not gone to the field to table dinner, you need to go. Super cool experience.
I was lucky enough to go to that.
Yes, dude, so much fun. I mean, you didn't have to cook either, so you just got like the full on guest experience, which is super cool.
Right. And I don't know about you, but I felt like I was slightly overdressed and I was hot.
I was not. I was not overdressed. No. I was in behind the scenes mostly, yeah, with the kitchen staff, kind of, watching that prep and photographing that prep and just living that up.
Oh, awesome.
But I snuck up every now and again, yeah, to snap some shots up there, and got some
Right.
cool food delivery shots, Cal delivering plates and whatnot, and just trying
that's
to
cool.
catch the general atmosphere up there, which is super fun. But again, I was there for the food. Like, I wanted to see all the chefs in action cooking and whatnot. But
It was really cool to see to see all the different blends of the food and the
Yeah.
different styles, because they had 3 different chefs
Oh, more
that
than
cooked
that,
for
yeah.
it.
Well, they had Jeff, Ricky, Jamie, Morgan or Megan. I'm sorry, I forget. Morgan or Megan. And then Justin Townsend, Tom Healy. Oh gosh, Gloria and her dad. I forget her dad. Yeah, there's a bunch, and I'm probably forgetting one or
Yeah.
two. Yeah, there were a ton of Adam Steele. He was cooking there. Yeah, so basically every dish, like every appetizer had a chef, every main course had a chef, the palate cleansers had a chef. So yeah, basically like
Yep.
each dish was its own chef, which is super fun, super cool. Absolutely loved that camaraderie, that collaboration. Yeah, it worked out really, really well. But you are not a chef, is that correct? Would you label yourself a chef?
No, not by any means. I do have a pretty extensive restaurant and bar background.
Okay.
I have had just about every single job in the restaurant industry except for being an owner, and I was
Okay.
not going to do that.
Nice.
But yeah, I did have some experience in that realm.
Nice. Well, I have done dangerously little research on the Wild Game Cookoff, mostly because I can ask you those questions, and so listeners don't have to dig in and look into it. But the prerequisites for doing the Wild Game Cookoff, if I'm not mistaken, you have to be not a professional chef. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So
Or an active professional chef or
Okay.
something along those lines.
yeah. So basically, if your job title is chef, you cannot participate in the cook-off.
Right.
So they're
Yeah,
looking for
this
just
is for amateurs.
amateurs. Yeah. Well, they're looking for real people making real dishes, and they were top tier though. Like you said, I mean, they like all of you at that tent like knew exactly what you were doing. It was dynamite. It was
I was
super cool.
very impressed with everybody.
Yes.
Very, very impressed. It was funny because I think it was the Florida guys. When they got done, I went over to the wash station to clean my knife, and anybody that's been in the restaurant industry is like you're walking behind somebody with a sharp knife, you just say behind, and the guy turned around and looked at me and was like, "Is is there a cheater amongst our midst?" I'm like, "Nope, not even close, not even close."
That's funny. Yeah. He knows the lingo just as much as you do. So
Exactly.
the cheating goes
Like,
both
you may have
ways.
just outed
Right?
yourself, buddy.
Yes. Well, what does the application process look like for that? Like, let's say we wanted to go next year, represent Indiana. Like, what do we have to do to contribute to that Wild Game Cook-Off? Like, did you have to submit a portfolio or?
There's no prerequisites or anything like that at all. It's like they just want to get people. The registration was capped at 12 teams,
Sure.
and it's two people per team, per state, or like AFI had a table.
Which is super cool.
But
Yeah, I loved what they did. Like, they basically like took the whole nation, right, and just kind of like plopped it down.
yeah, I was really, really impressed with that. It's like kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, no prerequisites. Just get there and make sure you have all your stuff ready to go, and you have to supply your own ingredients and proteins and all
Sure.
that stuff. Which some of the stuff, if it's small or whatever like that, you can run down to the local grocery store and pick it up
Right.
when you get there, especially if it's all the way across the country, like in Montana,
Yeah.
which we had to go pick up some last minute things.
Right. Yeah, flying with meats. Yeah, that's, I know a lot of listeners have done that. A lot of listeners have not. Was that tricky? I mean, I assume you just want to fly with it frozen and, try and thaw it out the night before.
Yep. So basically what I did was the morning that I left, I basically had a soft cooler,
Sure.
and I threw my proteins in there, like just frozen, and then threw some extra ice packs, and then threw it in my check bag to get it on the plane, and just kind of hope for the best and make sure it doesn't burst or anything like that.
Yeah, it's
So,
pretty cold
yeah.
down there under the plane, so yeah, the risk of thawing
Yeah.
out is pretty minimal, I would say. But yeah, you're right. If it ruptures and spills everywhere, that's not ideal.
Right.
But I think Andy has talked about flying with meats, and I think he said as long as like you can fly with frozen things, but you can't fly with liquid. So like any ice you bring, right? It just has to be contained on a plane.
Right. Right.
Okay.
So, and I mean, everything, if you check it, you're pretty much good.
Yeah.
But your carry-on is where like a lot of the liquids and stuff
Oh, okay.
can come into play, and you can get into trouble.
Yeah.
Because like I was flying with my own personal like knives.
Yeah.
And so I threw them in my check bag and everything like that. And I was just sitting there waiting for somebody to call me up. It's like, what's all this? But that didn't happen, thankfully, and everything got there safe. There was no delays.
Nice.
So we were good there.
Yeah. I flew with my Benchmades as well. Equally nervous, but I was just nervous that they would actually get there. Like I didn't want someone like some sneaky TSA or agent like sneaking off with them or misplacing the bag. And that was my concern.
It's like, and I actually had a buddy. He's a knife maker in Boone, North Carolina, and he actually made me a chef knife
Nice.
For this event.
Super cool.
And so I put it in my knife roll, and there was a Kydex sheath on it, like a Kydex like slip sheath, and threw it in my check bag. And I'm just sitting there thinking, I was like, man, I hope nothing happens to that thing.
Seriously, yeah. That's
that thing was way too nice.
Yes. Awesome. Well, on site, I know they provided you with some jet boils, right? Like, so you had to do all your cooking on the jet boil.
Yes.
But the pans and stuff, like did you have to bring all that as well? Like all the cooking.
So what they do
tools?
I should say this past year, I can't speak for the previous years, but they provided a jet boil Genesis 2, which
are
each
slick.
team.
They are awesome.
I
want one real bad.
Yeah. Well, and each team got given one, so you got to take it home.
You just got to arm wrestle on who actually keeps it.
Yeah. I was lucky where there was not much fighting because my partner, she actually already had one of the single ones.
Okay.
And she was like, you take that. And then Gerber actually donated the outdoor cooking knives
Awesome.
that were used. It was like a nice little set. Came in a case that doubled as like a cutting board and
super slick kit,
like a little dish and stuff like that. So she took those, and then I took the jet boil, which I desperately needed a new camp stove anyway. So it worked out perfectly.
Super cool. Absolutely love it. Also, I guess back to prerequisites for the events. All the food is it required that it's all like local to your state? Because I know a lot of people had. I mean, they definitely said like, "Hey, this is my state. Here's an invasive species from the state, whether it's plant or protein."
I don't know if it has to, like, I mean, say somebody from South Carolina could, cook something that was elk, but they harvested it in like Colorado or Montana or something like that. Like that would be fine, I think. But it's definitely a good idea to highlight what's in your state.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the judges really appreciated that personal spin. So from this state, like they want to see like what your state's all about, representing, at least in the dish. So like as an Indiana resident, like I might go and say like, hey, here's a tenderloin that I made out of whitetail. So they want an Indiana spin. They like to see an Indiana spin. I guess we'll have to look at the regulations, and see if it's an absolute requirement, but I would say every state did that. Like everyone I heard at least was like, hey, we're from Minnesota. This is our dish. It's all in Minnesota. So it was super fun. Yeah, I loved hearing everything. But on that note, I was kind of bouncing around doing unofficial, candid photography. I'm just interested in the cooking process, so I had to see what everybody was doing and how they were doing it. And I got to sneakily try most of the dishes, with the exception of 2. And your dish, unfortunately, is one that I did not get to sample.
Didn't make the cut.
Well, like someone else, like the tables right next to you were doing something crazy, and the judges were here, and then like while you were doing like the actual final prep. Well, back up, I guess. Mm-hmm. So how they do this thing? You said it's limited to 12 tables, 12 states basically, and you're basically in this huge semicircle, and they start over here on the right side. So that chef starts, and what is it, like 5 or 10 minute increments? So table 1 starts, let's say 10 minutes later, table 2 starts.
Yeah. So they'll start with table 1, and you draw numbers.
Yeah.
You draw numbers for what table, and they start at 1. So I think we drew.
You're at least halfway through, like maybe 3/4.
7 or 8 or something like that. And, which was good because, you think you're not going to get nervous, but you're going to get nervous, and you're going to get a little bit of the jitters.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, like I said, by the time that you actually got started cooking, table 1's already like they're done. Like the judges have tasted their food. You know, table 2, table 3's getting judged. You know, tables 4, 5, 6 are currently in the middle of prepping, and here you are just starting. So you almost need like 4 or 5 cameras capturing the whole event, like just trying, if you're going to truly document correctly the whole event and not miss a whole lot.
I would agree.
Honestly, each table could use its own photographer. So next year at BHA, we're going to hire a big old crew. We're going to hire a big old crew to capture this thing properly.
I'm sure they could get some volunteers or something like that.
Yeah. But thankfully you did get your hands on some photos. I don't know if they're yours or just from other people watching what you're doing, but super, super pretty. I love what I'm seeing here. And again, I'm super bummed that I kind of missed that process. I did get the judges tasting your dish, which is super fun. But outside of that, I missed a lot of the prep. So, and we'll flash some of the shots here on the screen. But do you want to walk us through what's going on? You know, what'd you make?
So after a lot of it, and Brian Bird, our chapter coordinator, he was the one that was kind of like egging me to do the Wild Game Cookoff, and none of the other people from North Carolina that were there really had the time, because they had some meetings and stuff like that, and I agreed to doing it just because like I wanted the whole BHA Rendezvous experience.
Yeah. And
so Brian Bird talked me into it, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, who am I going to get to be my partner? And I was like this close to just flying solo.
Oh, really?
And then
which would have been super stressful.
Hunter, right.
Oh my word, I couldn't imagine. I can't imagine doing it with just one other person, but doing it solo. Oh my gosh.
Right. Hunter, one of our board members, his wife, Savannah, she was going with as well. And I knew that she did a lot of cooking. And so I asked her to join and everything like that. And she was 100% game. Nice. So I was good there. I had an extra set of hands.
Cool.
We did a couple trial runs because at first I was gonna do something with like a quick smoke, just from being North Carolina. It was like lots of smoked food, lots of smoked fish, barbecue. There's a whole debate on North Carolina barbecue and just barbecue across the nation, and North Carolina's always thrown in that mix, but we weren't able to smoke anything because you had to use the jet boil.
I guess you could throw some wood chips under there, right?
And so what we decided on was that we used 2 main proteins, one which being venison, which I harvested
Awesome.
during muzzleloader season the year before. And then we used catfish as the second protein, which was caught on jug lines from two of our other board members, Philip and Zach.
Oh, awesome.
So if you've never been jugging for catfish,
I haven't.
it's a lot of fun. It's quite a unique, fun way to catch catfish. But we did a couple trial runs, and we decided on doing a kind of a play on a po' boy sandwich.
Nice.
So we had homemade sourdough, which was made by Hunter Owen. Then the catfish, which was harvested by our board members, and then my venison. And what we ended up doing was we seared the backstrap, tried to cut it as thin as possible, and then we fried the catfish with just like, we basically dredged it in like cornmeal.
Nice.
It got a real nice crispy crunch. So that's what we settled on after a couple different styles of frying. Then we toasted the sourdough. We put a smear of homemade pimento cheese, and then basically made a sandwich and cut it in quarters, best way possible for the judges. And then we topped it with, we gave each judge a bottle of North Carolina State soda, which was Cheerwine.
What you got a photo here of some orange stuff with, it looks like whipped cream. I know that's
Oh
not
yes,
it.
that
Is
was
it like,
the
like whipped cheese?
that was our side. So North Carolina is well known for two crops, one being tobacco and one being sweet potatoes. So we did mashed sweet potatoes with a homemade honey butter.
All right. You didn't throw any tobacco in there for some extra flavor, a little extra
No, I
punch?
tried to find some as a garnish, but I couldn't.
I'll be honest, Adam Steele has some tobacco syrup. And I don't know if it's like, I don't know if it's for like vaping or if it's like for like legit for like lattes and stuff, but it had all that, like that sweet sugar flavor, but it also had like that tobacco flavor kick, which was super unique and strange. You might reach out to him, for next year,
Okay.
if you jump into this again. And yeah, you got to like fully embrace the North Carolina vibe there with some tobacco flavored latte on the side.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, like even the cornmeal that we used, it like came from, North Carolina. The
Yes.
pimentos and the pimento cheese, we used local cheese. I mean, and then of course, I mean, we used Duke's mayo. So
Yes.
that's also a North Carolina staple.
Absolutely. Well, one of my favorite grain producers, Marsh Hen Mill, is your neighbor. They're in South Carolina,
Yep.
but close enough, right? I guess geography might change some of the growing process a little bit, but yeah, super awesome.
It's close enough.
It's close enough. Well, don't tell Greg that. He's pretty particular over his weather and water and all that.
Right.
But yeah, I imagine your grains would be top notch just as well. But so that was kind of the dish. Talk me through like some of the cooking process. Like how did that go? Like did you have time to play with the jet boil before the cook off, or was that
So if you were
machine
one
brand
of
new?
if you were one of the lucky ones to start later, I wouldn't say play with it. I mean, just kind of check to see if it works and
Okay.
everything is properly ready to go. Uh, I will say that getting to know that stove was a little bit tricky.
Oh yeah. It's a new stove. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a new stove and it's got a lot of give when it comes to the gas controls because
Okay.
it is propane. You can actually keep on turning it and turning it and turning it, and it'll go higher and higher and higher. But yeah, it was real interesting to get it dialed in like just right. but it worked.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I mean,
you
it's
are.
if you listeners, if you haven't looked it up, yeah, we'll throw on a picture real quick, but it's like a legit range top, like a
Oh
portable
yeah,
range top. So it's a full
it's
on.
actually got some pretty cool features to where they call it the jet link, and you can
Yeah.
actually link up two of those together with just this like little gas line, or
Yeah.
you can make a three or a four or whatever like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty
I've
neat.
seen like the little satellite burners. Yeah. To run your
Hmm.
little, your portable little guy.
Yep,
But yeah, it's all run off one propane tank, like one cylinder, right?
yep, yep, yep.
Do you feel like that affected the performance as well? Like the burner closer to the cylinder, like was it getting
No,
more gas or is
not
it
at
pretty
all.
equal? Really? Okay.
Not at all. I
That's
mean,
super cool.
I see why those things get used a lot in like the van life people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you can buy an extra connection to hook it up to a bigger propane tank.
Oh yeah, like a 5 gallon.
Hmm. Yeah,
Sick. Yeah.
yep. So you do have
That's
that
right.
option.
Yeah. Well, I guess it makes sense. Yeah, my gas grill, it's got 4 burners all run off one tank. So yeah, why can't this little system? And
Hmm.
also even too, yeah, like the Coleman burners. Yeah, that makes sense. So I'd say these are quite a bit more robust. Like the burning surface looks a lot bigger than your traditional
Yep.
Coleman.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's I guess yeah. The more I think about it, I don't know why I was concerned about running 2 or even 4 if you link them. Yeah, off of one cylinder. Yeah, dude, that's super cool.
Yeah, and even not I actually used it this past weekend on a camping trip, but I was able to have like a regular like Lodge cast iron skillet on one, and then a pretty large Dutch oven on the other with no
Oh, sick.
space cramping. So that was one of the
Nice.
benefits of it being more of an open design. And what
Yes.
Jetboil supplied is that when they gave you the kit, it came in a bag. So it was all compact into one bag, and it came with a pot and one frying pan, which we were able to use. And for the cook-off, you're allowed to bring one extra pan or pot.
Oh, that's it.
Yep. And then
Oof.
all your cooking utensils and all that stuff. I opted for. I personally opted for bringing my little number 6 Lodge cast iron skillet just to get a really good sear
Yeah,
on the backstrap.
love it. Yeah. Now, so as far as the cooking goes, were you allowed to like pre-cook anything? Like could you
Nope,
run the backstrap through a sous vide beforehand
nope.
or? Okay, so it all had to be just raw, everything cooked there on site.
And you have 1 hour,
What hour? Oof.
1 hour,
Yes. Oh
which you
man.
think is plenty of time, but you,
I
you
don't know.
start
I
you,
don't know if I
you
would think
start
that.
you start checking your watch and you're like, oh crap, I gotta get this, I gotta get that, I gotta get this.
Yeah.
So yeah, your brain starts getting the best of you a little bit.
Dude. Yeah, I'm a fan of all those cooking shows, but like I don't know if I could actually do it myself. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe one of these years you'll see an Indiana crew and I might be at the helm. But you bet like I'd be wearing all my Okayest Cook swag, like letting
There
everyone
you
know,
go.
like, hey, we're just okay at this.
There you go.
We'll see. Dude, that sounds super, super cool. What was your experience with the judges like? Like their feedback? Like did it kind of sync
Oh,
up
they
with
were
what
all
you were
great.
thinking or
They were all great. They none of them, except for maybe one, had heard of Cheerwine.
oh
Um,
really?
yeah, which I like I said, it was is our state soda, um, and I actually don't drink, so and I figured that a lot of people were pairing drinks with like alcohol. I was like, let's
There
give
were
the
a lot of
judges a little bit of
cocktails,
a
yes.
break. So glass bottle Cheerwine is what they
Yes.
got to wash it down with.
Well, I think
Um,
I remember hearing them compliment you on that, like saying, like, "Hey, thank you for not boozing us up even more."
Yeah, they were like that was a nice little touch.
Yes.
Um, we knew what a handful of judges who some of the judges were going to be, um, but we didn't know that there was going to be two more, and they didn't really
Mm.
say who it was until later on. And I've the one judge I've known this guy or know of this guy for a while, but Josh Crumpton. and he was such a cool guy.
He was awesome chatting with you. Yeah.
I am pretty sure he is the only one that has had fried catfish before.
Oh, really?
Out of all the judges. And when he took that first bite of the sandwich, he looked up and he was like,
yes,
just nodded his head. I was like, yep. And he's from Texas, so he's a Southern guy.
Yeah.
So
he's got a super cool
sure.
account. Yeah, he does a ton of cooking. Yeah, on his account. So look him up, Josh Crumpton. Yeah, super fun guy. I forget the other judges' names. I mean, there's the meat eater, trivia. What was his name?
Yep. Is it Brody?
The Curse of the Creative. I recognize faces all my life, but names are in and out. And then there's a lady, and again I can see her name. I can see her face, but not her name. And
Dree
then
and Devin. They are BHA. They're BHA employees, and they were the ones who were running it. And then the Colonel, I think is what they call him, and he is a 3-time Wild Game Cookoff winner.
Yeah, he had some experience. Yeah, he was the one that was sitting down and diving into the dish.
Yes,
drilling you with these specific questions. And
yes,
he was awesome. He was awesome. And then Ryan from Jet Boil was another judge. So
yep,
I'd love to have him on.
I got to chat with him on Friday or Saturday a little bit, and they had a booth there, and so I was actually able to take a look at the gear before we were able to use it. I was like, all right, that's all the stuff is good to know.
See what I'm getting into here officially. Yeah. So you knew how many people you were cooking for. Did you have enough food? I don't think any judges or any states ran out of food, did they?
No.
Y'all had enough.
I
mean, it wasn't a full-on meal that you're giving each judge, but it needs to be a healthy portion. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, is they're going through 12 teams. So they're going to be. It's a lot of food, for sure. So hence one of the reasons why I opted for the soda instead of booze.
Yes, this isn't the Great British Bake Off. Yeah, we don't have to booze up the judges.
No.
I mean, it doesn't hurt, but
right.
You got to be a little different. You got to step out from the crowd and do your own thing. So,
yes,
I think it might have literally only been you or maybe one other booth did not offer up a cocktail, like a legit full-on boozed up cocktail. So
that may be. That's probably true. I would say that. Yeah, that's definitely probably true.
That was a nice touch. Yeah. So trust your gut when it comes to these things, and don't be afraid to do something a little unique.
Be different.
And try and stand out. Yeah, a little bit. So would you do this again? Was it a good experience overall? And
yeah, absolutely. I would totally.
It wasn't so stressful that you were just you're not too scared to stay away.
Hey,
the stress didn't.
I mean, yeah, you get stressed, you get jittery. But would I do it again? Absolutely. I mean, it was a lot of fun and made some really, really good contacts and joking around with the teams. I mean, it's all camaraderie at that time. And that's the whole reason why I got into hunting and fishing was more of the food aspect than anything else.
100%.
And because each dish had a story and where it came from, how it was harvested, where it was harvested, what time of year was it, what was the weather like, were you with your kid, were you with your best friend, were you with your dad? That's probably the majority of the reason why I got into hunting and fishing on that aspect was the food aspect.
Yes. Well, I love, like I said, the personalization, not only to the state, but also to the individual. Like I said, if you grew up eating catfish and drinking cheer wine, that's childhood staple. Yeah. Kind of and food and smells, they have a really special way to bring you back in a way that nothing else does. So just to try and sample some core memories from other people, I think is super, super fun. And try to put yourself in their shoes and, experience, different cultures and different experiences across the states.
Well, and seeing a lot of the other teams of what they use for ingredients, what was local to them, like you mentioned, invasive species, how can you incorporate that into a dish? How can you
Yeah.
how can you cook it properly to where it's going to taste something that's familiar to the judges?
Yeah. Well, yeah, the Florida guys cooking up iguanas, and like that's the first time I've had iguana. And I'm not sure about the judges. I didn't hear about them, but I'm confident at least a couple of them had never had iguana before that. And it
Yeah,
was
and
really good.
I'm sad that I didn't get to try any because I was very, very curious. I always tell my family and friends, like, I'll try anything twice. So,
Andrew Zimmern, yeah, you got to keep trying it. Like even twice isn't enough. Like your taste buds are always changing.
yep.
How it's cooked. I mean, you know just as well as anyone else. Like especially with wild game, like how it cooks really matters. So if you have it cooked overdone, it's not going to be good. Underdone, not going to be good. It's like there's a sweet spot,
Right.
and you got to
Yep.
keep trying it until you find that sweet spot.
Yep.
Yes. So, what words of advice would you have to someone else who wants to pitch in and maybe participate in a future wild game cook-off?
Be creative, but not so much where you're doing too much at once, where it's gonna end up you're not gonna finish.
Yeah.
And use your state's advantage. Like, I mean, know some of the local foods, know some of the maybe even some of the historical foods.
Yeah. Love that.
I've already got a plan for next time.
Yes.
With that being said, but
Don't
and
spoil it.
don't
You gotta go to Rendezvous to see it.
right. Don't skimp on presentation. That's
Yes.
probably one thing that we could have done a little bit better at. But seeing some of these other dishes on like really really nice, porcelain dishes and stuff like that, it it's an experience,
It
and
is.
definitely take it all in. It's gonna be fun. You're gonna find out new ways to cook stuff. You're gonna walk away with some pretty cool gear,
Yeah.
and you're gonna get great advice. So yeah.
100%. Super cool, dude. I love that. So what's coming up next outside of the wild game cook-off? You have any fun adventures planned? You draw any cool tags this year?
I know we're gonna try and do. Me and some friends, we have put in for a tundra swan tag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So North Carolina is one of 5 states. It's either 5 or 8, where you can hunt tundra swan, and
Have you tried it before?
yes, it is
Oh, okay.
delicious.
How does it compare to
And
like Canada goose? Is similar enough, or is it more like crane?
I would probably more along the lines of like crane, like the whole ribeye in the sky thing.
Okay.
But these birds are absolute giants.
I've
I
seen the
mean,
photos. Yeah,
yeah, if you
like 6 foot
seeing them in flight,
wingspan, something like that.
yeah, seeing them in flight doesn't do it justice. But even the juveniles, they're just they're massive.
That's
But
cool.
yeah, so we put in for that. I'm actually, unfortunately, um, I'm a upland hunter in the southeast. Unfortunately, so
Mm,
I've got English setters that I have trained myself. Predominantly, we go after grouse and woodcock. Woodcock being more plentiful than grouse
sure.
around in the mountains of North Carolina. You'll be lucky to have maybe 5 flushes in a season.
Okay.
So you're usually putting in a lot of miles
Yeah.
going after grouse and lots of steep hills and mountainous terrain. So
Keeps you healthy.
other than that, just basically deer hunting. May take an out of state trip, but I think we're going to be definitely going to try and do more duck hunting this year than I have in the past.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Um,
dude.
so I love duck meat, and I
Yes.
just love it. I love the fat on duck. I love the way it tastes. That's one reason why I'm hoping that we pull this tundra swan tag because I mean it's legitimately like a steak. It's absolutely delicious.
So Rendezvous 26, look for the potential tundra swan at the Wild Game Cookoff.
Man, that would be something cool.
There probably won't be any leftovers on that meal though.
Yes. No, probably not. And that would probably be one of those meals where, keep it basic, keep it simple, because you really want the flavor profile of that swan to come through.
Yeah. But dude, talking about like a legit, like unique protein that not every state has access to. Like I think that could be super, super cool.
Yeah.
If you're lucky enough to draw.
North Carolina,
yeah.
Besides North Carolina, I think with tundra swan, it's a lot of very like random states where you can hunt. Like I think New Jersey has a tag.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to dive into that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's quite fun to see them fly. And
dude, just a bigger target, I think I'd be a fan of.
Yeah.
Because I don't practice enough, and the little teal and mallards aren't quite big enough yet for me to hit.
Oh, and I mean, going back to ducks is like, I mean, probably the most plentiful duck in North Carolina is wood ducks, which I love wood ducks.
Yeah,
I mean, they're really cool. They're beautiful. And there's
best tasting duck I've eaten. Yeah, has been a wood duck.
Really?
Yeah, I think teal. I mean, my personal opinion. Yeah. And how I cooked it. Yeah, I'd say wood duck, teal, mallard, divers. Yeah, I got to figure out how to cook the divers better, but I got to find the divers first.
Right.
We're 90% mallards up here in central Indiana, where I hunt specifically. Yeah.
I wouldn't take that for granted.
I'm a fan. There's just some better tasting ducks out there. They're not bad,
sure.
but there's wood ducks are way better, I think. Sick. Well, Jordan, I don't want to take up too much of your day here. We still got a lot of it to go, and it's Tuesday, so let's crack that whip and keep working so we can keep hunting. Do you have any final thoughts or a recipe that you wanted to share with everyone as we sign off here?
So a lot of my friends that know me, I'm a big fan of what I call utilitarian dishes. Something that you can pretty much use any type of protein. So I'm a big fan of like Creole style dishes. One of my personal favorites, a lot of people talk about the squirrel, like squirrel and biscuits and gravy kind of thing. It's like, well, I do the same thing with Dove.
Ooh, okay. Dove biscuit and gravy.
Yep. So do a gravy, and I usually try and do like a whole plucked bird. So pluck the feathers to make sure you get make sure you have that skin cap a little bit to get some rendered off, some renderization, and then spice it up a little bit. A little bit of jalapeno. Make the biscuits fresh.
Of course.
Home make them. They're easy. Yeah. So don't go to the store and buy Pillsbury. But yeah, lots of those. I'm sure you've gotten a lot of people that say is like, chili is their thing and whatnot. But I'm a big fan of gumbo, and we do that a lot with duck as well.
Ooh, nice.
Yep. You just gotta be careful because you might end up with some number 2 shot or something like that in there.
Yeah. I'm a preacher of the metal detector, and I keep blanking on the brand. Is it Garmin? They have like the carrot stick. It's about yay high. It looks like a carrot. Yeah, it's a waterproof metal detector for like looking for coins. 100%. You need one of those. Yeah, if you're a waterfowl hunter, like it finds all the steel. Yeah. You just gotta dive in there. You gotta look, but 100% you need a metal detector. Yeah.
All my shotguns are all sub gauges. So my main gun is a 20 gauge. So that's what I shoot at geese and ducks and turkeys and everything. So a little bit less shot. So,
but still, the steel's not fun to chew on, no matter how big it is.
Nope. I've got a couple chipped teeth from it too. So.
Oh no, yeah. Well, let's run back to that Dove biscuit and gravy real quick. Are you like legit putting the whole dove on the biscuit, or is that like, are you cooking it whole and then pulling it, or how are you presenting that protein?
So clean it, like you would normally do, and then just basically cut up the center with like some shears or like a small knife or
Mm-hmm.
something like that, and then kind of almost like spatchcock it,
Nice.
and then you can going back to the whole cornmeal thing. Like I feel like it gives it a little bit of a crisper. So think of
Nice.
kind of like a Kentucky Fried Chicken kind of thing is like in some
Yes.
cornmeal, and then kind of do like a flash fry because they don't take long to cook.
They do not. Yeah.
And then what my family typically likes is that I'll actually make sausage gravy to go with it.
Yeah. Okay. Doubling up.
So,
Love it.
yep, do that with some regular sausage, or I've done for a little bit of extra heat for some of my friends. Like I've done chorizo before, done like
Nice.
a chorizo gravy, which they like a lot. So a little bit of
Love it.
spice, a
Yes.
little bit of is what I typically go for, but it's not overwhelming by any means.
Love it. Yeah. Yeah. We did a goose leg biscuits and gravy, and
Oh, cool.
we did an episode on that. I forget what number it was, but like run back in the queue a little bit. And, but it was so I pulled it. So I slow cooked the legs and pulled the goose leg, and it just like texturally it was a little funny, like just having the pulled meat versus like the sausage chunks.
Was it super stringy?
I wouldn't say super stringy, but I think I definitely could have diced it up more.
Mm-hmm.
But and that would have helped. Next time I'll do that. But I think adding in some pork sausage, some spicy pork or chorizo, that would be the way to go. Yeah, just to add a little bit more body, just like the mouthfeel, just to fix that up a little bit.
I figured with those kind of things, like adding a little bit of extra fat could probably go a long way in
Never
that
hurts.
aspect.
No,
Yeah.
no, you need a fatty gravy. It's got to be good.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Jordan, dude, I appreciate your time. Appreciate what you did at the cook-off. Definitely looking forward to next year, seeing what you got coming on for us. And yeah, 100%. You might have talked me into maybe trying to participate next year. We'll see.
Do it, man. Do
I
it.
like.
Hey, worst comes to worst is like if they have anything cool like they did this past year, is like you're walking away with a new stove or camp stove
Yeah.
or grill or some new knives or something like that.
Yeah, I got to sacrifice taking the photos though, and I almost like that just as much. Just again watching all you guys do what you do, and just trying to learn, trying to absorb, and it's tough to do that when you're actually participating. So
Right.
it's a different kind of
You gotta do
enjoying
it once,
the
man.
event.
You gotta do it once.
I got to do it once. Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
26, 27. Yeah, we'll see one of these years, and if I
Now,
can find a right cooking partner.
now, if you were to do it, since you being from Indiana and I used to live in Ohio, so Midwest, it's like,
Yeah.
what would you think about doing cooking wise?
Oh, see, I've
I'm
already thought
flipping the
about
script
that.
here.
I've already thought about that a little bit. I mean, obviously tenderloin kind of comes top of mind. So maybe a venison tenderloin. Definitely some sweet corn. Like we gotta have some sweet corn elements. So I was thinking either like a sweet corn polenta could be really cool,
Ooh.
or just sweet cornbread. I don't know. Lots of things stewing
You could
around
do-
up here.
You could possibly do like maybe a little play on that and doing like a deconstructed like Mexican street corn kind of thing.
Ooh, I like that. That's some elote. There we go. Some sweet corn elote on a tenderloin.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Tomatoes. That's a tricky bit because like you want all these cool fresh ingredients, but Rendezvous doesn't happen when any of these seasons are happening. So like your tomato is going to be like freeze dried or old. The sweet corn's got to be frozen and rejuvenated. So we'll see. I don't know.
Could be fun though.
Yeah. Keep your eyes peeled. If you see Indiana, check it out. No promises, no guarantees.
Right.
I'm still too nervous. Yeah, we're still learning. But well, cool, Jordan. On that note, we're going to take off. Where can people find you? Well, first question, do you want people finding you?
Yeah.
if you want to give out your socials, tell us where we can find you.
Yep. Jordan Linger. I'm on Facebook. And then, as mentioned before, I'm on the board for NC North Carolina Backcountry Hunters and Anglers.
Yeah.
And then Instagram is probably the best way to get a hold of me if you want to chat or have questions. My handle is tie-dye and camo. So I am a hippie who loves to hunt. So in those aspects, so big deadhead.
We'll link all that below for sure.
Yep.
But well, definitely, yeah. Keep your eyes peeled. Do you guys have any cool BHA events coming up down there?
So we just finished our third annual conservation banquet.
Yeah.
Which was a couple weeks ago, and it was a big hit. Then we had Full Draw Film Festival in Raleigh, North Carolina, at a archery shop in Pittsburgh called Yarek. Really good people. Josh is awesome. Check them out. And then let's see here. We
can also just direct people to the website.
Yeah, that's true.
I asked those questions, and then I'm in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, I don't really know when this episode's going to get published. So
we did.
These events could be come and gone.
Right.
So check the website.
So BHA has actually got this whole public land brew thing that they started to do every year. And we recently had our brew day with Boonshine Brewing Company in Boone, North Carolina. They are doing a pre-prohibition lager. And then events-wise, in the spring of 2026, we are set to host Muster in the Mountains.
Ooh, nice. I've been wanting to go to that.
So the East Coast version of Rendezvous is like, come out to the mountains in North Carolina. We'll be able – you can go basically trout fish just about anywhere. I mean, we've got a bunch of public land and a bunch of public water. It's like, if it's one thing that North Carolina is known for is, go catch some trout and go smoke it at camp.
Yes.
So
that sounds awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Look into Muster. Yeah, that looks super, super cool.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you again. Well, you're it's a Midwest goodbye. So for the fourth time, yeah. appreciate you jumping on. Love the conversation. I'm hoping to see a Rendezvous again. Yeah, I'm really praying I can make it back. And again, listeners, if you have not gone to BHA Rendezvous, why not? You need to go. Check it out. You'll have a blast. You meet a ton of cool people. Eat a bunch of really crazy cool food. So check it out. Be there. We'll be there. Jordan, you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.